Well, on October 23rd, the Higher Word Orchestra will present All Hallows, a symphony honoring the saints and the faithful departed. It's happening at St. Anthony of Padua Church in Manhattan. Take a look.
If we are to recapture the sacred in our church, then we must start by retraining our souls to appreciate heavenly and human music. Man has the power to make of his soul a sewer or a sanctuary. Music does too.
And joining us now from Manhattan is the chief conductor of Higher Word Orchestra, Jacob Beranek, and the orchestra's music director, Christa Dalmazio. Hi, guys. Thanks for joining us again.
Thanks.
Great to be here.
Hey, you look familiar. Were you just in that video, Jacob?
Yeah, well, Christa was too. Yeah,
that's awesome. So, we've had you guys on in the past, and we've covered your events and everything. But for our viewers, maybe that haven't heard about Higher Word Orchestra, Christa, I'll ask you, just tell our viewers a little bit about you guys.
Great. Our orchestra and choir is a group of all Christians and Catholics, and we seek to tell the story of the faith through beautiful music and through the stories of the composers and music history and the history of our faith and the church. And it really brings together a wonderful community of people who are all kind-hearted and want to build this community of a sort of evangelization apostolate through beauty. And we usually have a priest speak at our events as well to give us some thoughts about the liturgical season and in accordance with the theme of the music.
I mean, it's amazing. I know one of our producers always goes to your events and she says it's just absolutely magical and just feels so connected to God. So next week, we're having the All Hallows event. Jacob, you're a composer, but you're also the conductor. Walk us through what the experience is going to be like for everybody.
Sure. Well, we've done an Easter event before. We've done just a general, an event that thinks about beauty and the history of the church. But this is the first time that we've decided to do something surrounding sort of the double All Saints, All Souls combination. And so the thought behind this program was to sort of chart a journey from, I suppose you could say, darkness to light, but also just sort of the world to eternal things. So we're starting with a movement of Mozart's 40th Symphony in G minor, and then we're leading right into Mozart's Requiem, which of course contemplates death, being a requiem. It's also the last piece that he wrote. He died while writing it. And then after Mozart's Requiem, we're going to go to a little snippet of Cherubini's Requiem in C minor, which was played at Beethoven's funeral. And then after that, we're going to have some choral pieces, which Christa will conduct, Allegri's Miserere, and then a piece by Morton Lauridsen, followed by an excerpt from Mahler's Fifth Symphony, and then crowning with Beethoven's Fifth, the last two movements. And those are, everybody knows the opening of Beethoven's Fifth, which is very, very dark and stormy, but the ending of Beethoven's Fifth is actually quite triumphant. So we're going to chart this course from maybe stress and the cares of the world into the Miserere, Christ have mercy, the Lacrimosa Pie Jesu, beseeching Christ to have mercy on us, and then at the end, hope, and finally triumph, the goal of all of our lives, right, to become saints.
Yeah, absolutely. I love in that the little promo video, you said one of the first lines is music is an earthquake to the soul. And so you guys are performing in a church, together, Christian Catholic musicians, for people that bought tickets who want to listen to this music and be drawn closer to Christ. What's it like performing and being a part of this?
It's a really beautiful experience because not only are we presenting music that has this quality of beauty that is truly sublime and transcendent, that reflects aspects of God, but we have the whole atmosphere and the environment filled with lighting that reflects some of the nature of the music, and the musicians just crescendoing and decrescendoing with the atmosphere. It's a really whole immersive experience to immerse yourself not only in something that in the church space, which is usually liturgical, but in this concert atmosphere, it's more engaging in the storytelling of humanity and how we relate to God as humans through the beauty of this concert-like music as well.
Yeah, and Father Jonah is going to be there to give a reflection as well. Jacob, what do you think people are going to take from when he gives that reflection?
Well, I mean, I'm excited to hear what he has to say, but I know he's phenomenal with his perspectives on Catholic theology and just making it accessible, but also extremely deep and profound. So I think people will take away from the whole concert, not just Father Jonah, but especially him, a sense of just increased awareness about our mortality, but also that that's not a bad thing, that it should give you hope, that you should see that the life here is just only a sliver compared to eternity, and that it should turn our minds upwards towards higher things. And I think really that's essentially what music does in general, right? It's something beautiful that draws you out of yourself and makes you contemplate beautiful things, that it gives your soul something to yearn for. I heard once, I think it might be St. John Paul II, that said, beauty is our soul's nostalgia from heaven, that our soul remembers heaven. And when we see something beautiful or hear something beautiful, in this case, it reminds us of our heavenly home. And that's really our goal with this concert, is to remind everybody of their heavenly home.
Yeah, draw us closer to heaven. Now, you can buy a ticket to just sit there to experience the concert, but you kind of stretch this out, beforehand and then afterwards. Talk about what there's a full immersive experience with food, which everybody loves food as well. Music, food kind of goes hand in hand. So tell everybody about that.
It's a really wonderful community that we've built through this organization growing over the past couple of years, because people don't only come to be entertained and to be drawn into the music and the storytelling, but they come to socialize and build really beautiful friendships as well with like-minded people. So we have our pre-show hors d'oeuvres and refreshments, and then after the concert, we have a wonderful after party that this time was set up by Spencer McIntosh, to have a Vatican chef who recently came to New York to open a restaurant in New York City. So it will be amazing Italian food at this after party as well.
I mean, it sounds amazing. It's happening next week. Jacob, just point everybody, to where they can find the tickets. And just a final thought, I'm sure you've had an interaction with somebody that didn't know what they were expecting when they bought a ticket, came to a church, to one of your events, listened to the music, and then walked away. I'm sure changed, so.
Yeah, well, first of all, you can find all the information on our website, which is higherword.org. So no A, just higherword.org. There it is. Yep. www.higherword.org. But yeah, when you say people just come into these events, we've had so many wonderful experiences. I remember our first big orchestra concert, the doors of the church were open, and people started coming in off the street during our rehearsals, and they were just drawn in. I mean, you could see sort of the evangelization power of music in action. Some of these people weren't even Christian. They heard music, they saw a beautiful church, and they came in, and then they came back for the concert. One time we had to have a rehearsal outside, and suddenly we were playing out, in the middle of Little Italy, basically, and we had just a crowd of people around us listening to us rehearse, and it's amazing to see what music can do, and to see its real-time effect on people. As musicians, often we're in our own spaces, we're practicing, we're closed up, and moments like these are really moments that we live for, to really see how our art, this gift from God, can touch people.
Yeah. And if you're in the New York City area, October 23rd, go to higherword.org to find tickets and learn more about new events, coming up. Jacob and Christa, thank you so much again for joining us here on CFN Live.
Thank you.
Much.